Phylicia George checking back in. Sit down, let's talk. Let's get real with each other. How I deal with injuries, how I stay motivated. Like, injuries are just the name of the game. Track and field is a sport where your body is your equipment, and we are constantly pushing ourselves to our limits, literally. And I think when you are truly running fast in track, you're tiptoeing on a line. Like, you're tiptoeing on a line between like excelling and personal best and running fast and injury. Always, it's an art figuring out how to tiptoe that line. For me, I think the first thing, and probably it's going to be like an overarching theme through this whole talk, through everything, is dealing with your expectations. You know, you had a great base season, you had a great indoor season, you're like, man, outdoors is gonna be so good, I'm gonna roll out, I'm gonna do the most, and then you get injured. Accepting the reality of, okay, I'm injured and this is where I'm at right now, it makes things a whole lot easier, because then you're not battling yourself. You're not constant, like, the wishing, the hoping, shoulda, coulda, woulda does not change the present moment. And that's the biggest thing. It's being in the present moment and understanding that all you can control, all you can focus on is the present moment. Checking your expectations at the door and just being in process and understanding, like, this is where I'm at right now and this is what I have to deal with. Create a positive environment. Surround yourself with positive people. Keep positive thoughts within your mind, especially regarding your injury. And you know what? You're gonna have negative thoughts, and it's not a matter of, you know, judging yourself or getting down on yourself every time you think negatively. It's just being aware of when you are stopping and letting it go. Human body has the capability of healing, and I've seen it time and time again. Your body will heal. It's just gonna do it on its own time frame. But you have to create an environment that is going to be conducive to that healing. You have to create an environment that is going to give your body the best chance to come back as fast as possible. The path to recovery hardly ever is linear. And I think we always think, like, man, okay, I had a good day, tomorrow's gonna be even better, the day after that's gonna be even better, the after that even better, and then I'm gonna be better, and then that's it. Injury behind me, keep it moving. And it doesn't always happen like that, because tomorrow you might have a good day, and the day after that it might be worse. Like, that's the reality of the situation. So you have to understand that the path isn't always linear. I find it really helpful to set small little goals for myself. I think it's really difficult when you're injured to not be necessarily working towards your big goal, and to not be doing what we feel like is like real training, real life stuff. So it's hard to stay motivated in that, because you feel like you're doing all this little fluff work. I'm a person who has to always be working towards something. So for me, I find it really helpful to just set small goals for myself along the way whenever I'm injured. You have this one rehab exercise that you're doing that you're struggling with. Really focusing and putting effort into perfecting that. I'm gonna do this the best to my ability. Be diligent about the things that you can control, and go hard on those things. Celebrate progress, no matter how small. I think there's the tendency when you are injured to only think about where you want to be. You don't necessarily think about how far you've come. So if for whatever reason you pulled your hamstring, and last week you couldn't jog, it hurt to walk, and this week you start this week and you wake up out of bed and you're like, dang, my leg isn't really ready to walk today, and the day after that you're jogging, boy, you better clap. Instead of thinking like, oh, I can only jog, it should be like, I'm so thankful that I am able to jog now. That being said, gratitude is huge, and I think gratitude is a huge part of creating that positive environment. When I'm injured, I usually try and find something small every single day that I'm grateful for. If my injury isn't progressing as much as I would like it to, and I can't necessarily find anything within like my progress, I might just say, I'm thankful for you know, the people that I have around me to treat me, that are helping me. Or I'm thankful for these fly new shoes that I got on my feet. You know what I mean? Make it be something that you are genuinely thankful for, but make it a point to look for that thing, because it's so easy to get caught up in, you know, everything that's not going right. Find that one thing to be grateful for, especially on the days that you don't want to. The reality of the situation is you are going to have shitty days. There are going to be days that you are going to cry. There are going to be days when you're going to be frustrated, and it is okay to feel like that. Now, there's a difference between, you know, feeling feelings within a moment and having a whole pity party forever. If I had a time where, you know, I'm frustrated, I don't see the light at the end of the tunnel, I give myself an hour, a half an hour to feel all the feels, put on a Drake song, you know, because it's real. You have to feel that, and it's fine. I just think it's setting a time limit, giving yourself a small window to have your pity party. Is the tendency when you're injured to get into this woe is me. I've been there, I've done it. I ain't gonna lie, no, it's gonna sound a little rough. You are not special or unique in the fact that you are injured. There are a whole bunch of people who are injured, or there's a whole bunch of people who have been injured. Some people are dealing with things even worse than injuries. And there's a whole bunch of people who have had injuries at the worst time. It is a part of the journey, and everybody goes through it. And what is gonna make you different is how you deal with it. This is huge. Focus on yourself. There is the tendency to get so caught up in what other people are doing, what other people thinking, saying about you. This is the most important time to focus on yourself. That's something that I struggled with coming back from my injury. When was I injured? In 2013. I just had an amazing year in 2012. I was 5th at the Olympics, and there's an expectation 2013 is going to be so amazing, and then I got injured and I wasn't able to run for the whole year. And 2014 I was trying to come back. I think one of the things that took me even longer to get back was me being so worried about what other people were thinking about me. And I was so worried about what other people were doing, and that's stressful. That is really stressful. And let me tell you something, it's not conducive. It's not conducive to coming back. It's not conducive to getting you back to where you want to be. I think I lost a whole year because of that, quite honestly. Focusing too much of my time and my energy on other people. Focus on yourself. I actually talked about it in one of my blogs. Stay in your lane. Like, get all up in your lane. Because it really doesn't matter. At the end of the day, it's not helpful. And what other people are doing and what other people are thinking about you, that's on them. Like, it really has nothing to do with you. And when you get all up in your box, in yourself, in your lane, it's just only going to be helpful. Injuries have helped me to become more mentally strong. Self-awareness and mindfulness are huge. I think it's very important to be aware of your thoughts. Don't let yourself go off on those meandering tangents in your mind of all the madness. Y'all know what I'm talking about. When you sitting down by yourself, shoot, you don't even gotta be by yourself. But we all do it, where you go through this whole storyline in your head. It's not even real. Where does it even come from? I have no idea. And often defeating thoughts, but you have to have the awareness to recognize when those moments are happening and shut that down. Get rid of it. And that's practice. That is practice. And I mean, y'all hear me talk about meditation all the time. Meditation has helped me develop that awareness. So when I'm at practice, or I'm going through, a rehab session, and I am in that, I can recognize it, see it, stop it, and focus on what I need to focus on in the present moment. So that's been huge. Each time I've been injured, it's been its own unique experience. It's been its own growing experience. And that's the thing, I really do think of injuries now as I've gotten older, as a growing experience, and I think of them as a way to potentially better myself.